считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов. Я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Мадалины. Для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Мадалена.
The MMA world is buzzing after Khabib Nurmagomedov shared his latest take on the lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev. In a surprising statement, Khabib has suggested that a potential matchup with the new welterweight king, Jack Della Maddalena, would be a significantly harder fight for Islam than a showdown with featherweight champion Ilia Topuria. This has ignited a massive debate, and today we're breaking down all the reactions in the order they've unfolded.
I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, you know, but people be sleeping on Jack, you know what I mean? And I think Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and I think people is gonna find out when that match happens. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's gonna be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack for I don't know what reason. They just keep counting him out. Kind of reminds me of when I was like coming up and counting me out about certain fights. So I mean, he is, you know, he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world right now, but he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world for a reason. So you gotta respect that, but. You know, don't sleep on Jack. I think it's going to be a tough and fun fight.
Adding another perspective, welterweight fighter. Buckley pointed out that while Islam is looking to move up to 170, JDM is coming off a grueling 5-round war with Belal Muhammad. Buckley questioned whether Jack would even be ready for the fight after such a tough battle, but he also praised JDM's performance, noting he made Belal look like he had boxing skills on the level of Canelo.
You know, you talk to your brother Islam, you know what I'm saying? He trying to make them big moves up to 170. They trying to make that fight happen with him and JDM, but JDM just went through a whole 5-round war. I don't think my man gonna make it to that fight. Still, for real. He made Belal look like he really had.
Circling back to Khabib's core argument, he believes Jack Della Maddalena represents the most difficult challenge of Islam Makhachev's career. According to Khabib, JDM's size advantage over Ilia Topuria is a major factor. He sees JDM as not only bigger, but also possessing powerful grappling and a comparable skill set. Khabib stated that if he were coaching Islam for these potential fights, the matchup against Maddalena would cause him significantly more concern than the one against Topuria.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов.
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Ну, для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Мадалины, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует Мадалена.
The respect for JDM's abilities is echoed by many of his peers. Former welterweight title challenger Gilbert Burns, who has fought some of the division's heaviest hitters like Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev, made a bold claim. He stated that Jack Della Maddalena is one of the hardest hitters he has ever faced. Burns recounted how even a simple jab from Jack felt surprisingly powerful. Although he managed to wrestle and control JDM at times, a clean knee from Jack left a lasting impression. Burns' message was clear. You have to watch out for JDM's power.
JDM is one of the guys that I fought that hits the hardest. And I fought Woodley or for Hamza. That guy gave me a little jab and then I'm like, wow, God.
JDM and Belal Muhammad. You've been in there with both of them.
I was able to wrestle him, kind of control him a little bit. At the end, the guy did his thing. I ate a beautiful knee. You can feel it's not a stiff jab, it was just like pick and then wow, that guy hits hard. You gotta watch out with that.
Renowned grappling expert Craig Jones focused on another aspect of JDM's game, declaring that Jack has the best scrambling ability in all of mixed martial arts. Jones believes this skill, paired with the size difference, gives him a strong chance to defeat Islam. He recalled how Islam struggled on the ground with the smaller Alexander Volkanovski and predicts Jack will put him in similar, if not tougher, spots.
How do you think the fight against Islam goes?
I think it's a super difficult fight. Obviously, he's faced Volk twice, so the first one very competitive. And now he's facing a guy that's best scrambling ability, period, in all of MMA. I think that's what Belal struggled with. So I think the size difference is going to be quite a lot than people think. And we've seen how Volk did on the ground, how much Islam struggled with him. Jack beats Islam, puts Islam in a difficult position. Does he now go back down to fight Ilia after he loses?
Alexander Volkanovski himself weighed in, arguing that JDM's recent fight against Belal Muhammad was the ideal preparation for facing Islam Makhachev. He believes that successfully defending Belal's takedowns has elevated Jack's confidence to an entirely new level. Volk thinks that this experience will make it incredibly difficult for even elite grapplers to take Jack down and keep him there.
Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Jack Della Maddalena. How do you think those two match up?
I think Jack's fight against Belal was a perfect fight for leading into that. Just purely, you take a lot out of stop and takedowns, because again, every fighter still going to have little doubts that are going to creep in. I'm sure Jack was going through that, being like, all right, worried about, what if he takes me down and all that. But the fact that he was able to stop it and feel so comfortable, I guarantee you he's leveled up again. His confidence in his takedowns has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, I guarantee you, if he's back in training right now, people trying to take him down are going to find it almost impossible. Only the top guys are going to have a chance of taking him down, and they're going to have a very hard time even holding him down.
However, not everyone is convinced JDM has the tools to win. BMF champion Jorge Masvidal leans in favor of Islam. While acknowledging Jack's impressive striking and takedown defense, Masvidal asserts that Islam's wrestling operates on a completely different level. He foresees Jack having success with his hands early on, but he believes Islam's relentless pressure and superior grappling will ultimately be the deciding factor as the fight progresses.
I've seen Islam, bro. He's a big guy. He's sucking out a lot of weight to get to 55. I think he might start doing better at 70. The problem is, though, Jack is special. We're gonna see just how special he is if he beats Islam Jack. #1 pound for, wow, that's impressive, I'm leaning towards Islam, brother.
Oh, really?
But I really think it's going to be a tough fight for him, but a great fight, man.
Jack was able to defend takedown attempts by Belal.
Belal has the best cardio in MMA, but Belal doesn't have Islam's technique. Not same technique, not same. Very good, very aggressive. Belal never stops. A dog, attack. But Islam is like smart, man. Boom, Islam's level of wrestling is above. The stand-up game is improving. I don't think he could go stand-up in the beginning with Jack. Jack has way better hands, way better range, faster, stronger. But as the rounds go on later and later, he could do.
When Ilia Topuria was asked about the fight, he seemed uninterested, claiming it's not something he thinks about. But when pressed for advice for Jack, he offered a specific strategy: attack Islam's body with straight punches. Topuria explained this approach can neutralize a wrestler's intent to shoot for takedowns. He complimented Jack's striking and suggested this game plan could be his key to victory.
How do you think Islam Makhachev will do at 170 when he fights Jack Della Maddalena?
I don't know. I don't care, to be honest. I never thought about that, so I don't know.
Have any advice for Jack, who might be coming up against Islam Makhachev next?
The advice, he has to work the straight body shots, because that takes away the intentions of the takedown. If he works with the straight body shots, he's gonna stop his intentions of the takedowns. And he's doing a great job at the striking. I like how he fights.
Welterweight Philip Rowe gave a very strong prediction, stating without hesitation that he thinks Jack Della Maddalena beats Islam. Rowe's reasoning is that Islam lacks the necessary size for the top of the welterweight division. He believes JDM's power and his ability to get back up after being taken down would overwhelm Islam, predicting Jack will finish the fight before it goes to the judges.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man?
Chilling.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight, you've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop Islam.
Dustin Poirier offered a more tactical breakdown, suggesting the fight's outcome will be determined in the opening rounds. If Islam can successfully get Jack to the mat early, Poirier thinks he'll control the fight. But if JDM can fend off the takedowns, his boxing and size could pose significant problems for Islam. Poirier also noted that Islam's striking, while sometimes awkward, is effective because the constant threat of the takedown makes opponents hesitant.
Do you think he beats Jack Della Maddalena?
I think we'll find out first, second round how much trouble he has getting him down. I think if he gets those takedowns, he's gonna get the win. If Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But his striking's, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. Well, for me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. But if you're worried about takedowns, your shots are different. You're not sitting on everything and standing in front of the guy. You're trying to move and be light on your feet. I think the first 2 rounds will tell us how this fight's going to go.
So, what are your thoughts on this potential super fight? With opinions coming from every corner of the MMA world, the debate is far from settled. Who do you think takes it? Let us know your thoughts on this clash in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed this breakdown, and check out our other latest videos on your screen now.